Hi, my name is Ryan McConnell. I'm one of the chief residents in the Department of Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. Along with my co-authors from the Division of Gastroenterology, I'm excited to discuss our paper entitled Poor Discriminatory Function for Endoscopic Skills on a Computer-Based Simulator.
What is a computer-based endoscopy simulator?
There are two commercially available computer-based virtual reality endoscopy simulators. These products consist of an endoscope that's inserted into a computer console. The simulated appearance of the gastrointestinal lumen then displays on a video monitor. As the operator maneuvers the endoscope, the simulated video display responds in real time. The endoscope also provides tactile feedback, such as the sensation of resistance to scope advancement. The program is equipped to record a variety of parameters related to the endoscopist's performance, things such as time taken to reach key landmarks, time to complete the case, the amount of mucosa visualized, simulated patient comfort, and force applied to the endoscope, just to name a few. There's a lot of interest in using these simulators to assist with endoscopy training. Trainees can develop familiarity with the endoscope and engage in repetitive practice. Simulation also has advantages with respect to patient safety, since the early phase of the endoscopy learning curve can take place in a protected and simulated environment. There's a growing body of literature demonstrating that endoscopy simulation training leads to improved performance on a trainee's initial live patient endoscopies. However, this performance benefit has not been demonstrated beyond the first 100 or so live endoscopies.
Why did you feel the need to execute this study?
There's a lot of enthusiasm about the possibility of expanding simulators from pure training devices into the realm of skills assessment devices. Competency assessment is a hot topic, and it's not clear what combination of endoscopy skills constitutes competency. Before simulators can be used for training or assessment purposes, aspects of the simulation must be validated as an adequate model of patient-based endoscopy. A basic requirement is that simulators should be able to differentiate between endoscopists of differing skill levels. This study builds upon our prior work with the Symbionic simulator. Here we evaluate the CAE Endoscopy VR simulator, formerly the AccuTouch Immersion simulator. Specifically, we wanted to assess the validity of the simulation content, as well as the ability of the simulator to discriminate between novices and experts.
How did you perform this study?
5 first-year GI fellows with no clinical endoscopy experience formed our novice group. 6 experienced attending physicians with at least 1,000 EGDs and 1,000 colonoscopies each formed the expert group. Participants then performed 18 simulated colonoscopies and 6 simulated EGDs of varying difficulty. The simulator measured 57 objective performance parameters for each participant, which formed the basis of comparison between the two groups. Participants also completed surveys to assess the realism of the simulation.
What were the results of the study?
Significant performance differences were detected for only 19 of the 57 parameters. Nearly half of these 19 were time-related metrics. Procedural speed is likely a surrogate measure of manual skill in maneuvering the endoscope, which improves quickly with practice and likely contributes to the early advantage of simulator-trained groups in performing patient-based endoscopy. The significant non-time dependent parameters are of uncertain clinical significance. For example, novices insufflated more air, exerted more force on the colonoscope, and collided frequently with the mucosa, yet achieved better patient comfort. These trends are not supported by data from clinical experience. With only 1/3 of the performance parameters demonstrating a significant difference between the two groups, we feel that this simulator displays poor discriminatory function for endoscopic skills. These results are very similar to our findings from our earlier work with the Symbionic simulator. With respect to the simulator surveys, the experts thought that the simulated endoscopy was easier than patient-based endoscopy. The mechanical features of the simulation, resistance, looping, the effects of insufflation, were thought to be relatively unrealistic. The novices favorably rated the simulator's responsiveness to initiated actions and felt that the simulator allowed them to develop new techniques. Both groups felt that there was good potential for the use of simulators in endoscopy training, but not in endoscopy certification.
What are your next steps, and where do we go from here?
Simulators do likely have a role in endoscopy training. However, the currently available simulators cannot finally discriminate endoscopy skill to the extent necessary to be used as a single tool for skills assessment or credentialing. Right now, simulators are just one piece of the larger puzzle. Second-generation simulators that offer more challenging simulations and more realistic mechanical feedback may be more successful in differentiating endoscopy skill level. Breaking down endoscopy as a whole into its component tasks, sedation management, navigation, applying force to the endoscope, might also allow more nuanced skills assessment. A trainee might develop and demonstrate proficiency with each of these building blocks prior to attempting to assemble all of these tasks to perform a complete endoscopy from start to finish. Our group is currently evaluating the range and pattern of forces that endoscopists of varying expertise apply to the endoscope during endoscopy. Identifying a unique force profile for each endoscopist might serve as a type of skill level fingerprint to help discriminate experts. This investigation might also identify areas to specifically target for individualized endoscopy training and performance improvement. Thank you for your interest in our work.